Go, boom, you're live.
Welcome everyone to Sibling Revelry. We need a theme song, I
Oh,
think.
yeah.
Like Sibling Revelry. And you're gonna get your friend Chad to do that now, aren't you?
Maybe. I
I
won't be
am
singing it, I'll tell you that.
I'm your co-host, Jack Hollingsworth. I'm a children's pastor and an improv comedian, and with me is local deck builder Tess Scott. Tess
You wish I was a deck builder.
would help me out.
It would help you out right now, but that is, in fact, not true. But I'm still happy to be here today. It is not very warm in Sarnia, Ontario today, but we are heading toward warm weather. So we are on the right side of spring.
Yeah, we kind of got teased in March.
Yeah.
This is what it could be.
Even a couple weeks ago, even on the weekend, holiday weekend, last weekend in Canada, and it was warm, right?
That
It was
was
Victoria Day. We call it May 2-4 because that's how many beers come in a pack. And it was, I don't know why, it wasn't on the 24th, but it was warm and it looked so hopeful. And then boom, cold.
what was the what was the poem that Grandma used to say about the 24th of May?
I don't know.
The 24th of May is the Queen's birthday. If you don't give us a holiday, we'll all run away.
Okay. Well, thank you, Grandma, for getting that in place for us. So when we grew up, we would get a holiday. See, she was always there for us.
She was a fighter.
She was a fighter. She had great ideas. So we're
Yeah.
talking today about your first job that you had. Do you remember that far back? Like, I know Janice was in the comments saying how far back that was your first job.
Janice. Janice is naturally not a nice person. It
That's
doesn't.
nice. She's
No,
great.
it's not. Well, I mean, we grew up on a farm, so
Yeah.
my first job was working on the farm, which was unpaid.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
was paid in room and board,
That's right.
my parents would say.
Yeah.
But I was thinking about that because Dad had a deal with uh, the us boys. So we had like a barn full of pigs, and we would take care of them. And then when it was time to sell them, he would give us, the revenue from one of the pigs,
From when?
from one pig. So it was usually a little over $100.
I'm really glad I didn't know that as a kid because I would
It
have
wouldn't
been,
have mattered. You wouldn't have done anything in the pig pen.
no, I wouldn't have, but I would have tried to get some of that money.
and then and then he trained me on the swather. So a great big machine that goes through hay fields and cuts up the hay. Yes, there is a reel on it. Uh, it was so picture a tower,
Yeah.
glass on all four sides.
Yes.
Okay. And you're in the middle of summer. I mean, blazing hot sun. So you are getting baked inside this tower. There's an air conditioner, but we haven't got it working yet. So just leave the door open. So you leave
Oh,
the door open and all the dust just starts coming in and you can't breathe. So basically you close the door and you sweat is what you do.
bake. But the
Man.
tan, you probably had a great tan.
But when John Swan, our cousin, lived at our place, I think starting in about grade 10, he was making about $15 a week. And then when he left and I got to grade 10, I had a talk with Dad saying, hey, I mean, when Swanee was here, he was making $15 a week. Could I make $15 a week? And it was a stressful conversation
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
because who knew what your dad was going to say?
And did you get $15 a
I
week?
did get $15 a week.
Why am I finding this out now? Wow. Wow.
Because now you can take it.
Oh, yeah, I couldn't have taken it. I would have, yeah.
Even last year, it would have stuck in your craw.
It's in my craw right now, I'll tell you.
What about you?
Well, I babysat first my siblings for free. There was no $15 a week or anything that ever came for that. I'll tell you that. It didn't matter if the pigs went in. I wasn't getting a slice of it, even though I babysat. And then I babysat all the neighbors and friends. And, so babysitting was pretty lucrative. I made enough money that I could buy a little black and white TV for my room. So, I mean, I was
Oh,
pretty
yeah.
in the cash. I was in the cash. And then there
Where
was a
did you get
couple,
the TV from?
I got it from Parrots in Watford.
Alvin Parrott.
Alvin Parrott's store. He also had 45s, so sometimes I bought records there. And I got that little black and white TV, which, by the way, got, I think, one channel. I think only channel 10. But it had Wintario Friday nights, so that was fun to watch a draw with the little balls coming down for tickets that I did not own. But I don't know. We were pretty starved for things to do. But after that, after the babysitting, when I got a little bit older, George Bork came up to me in his store downtown Watford when I was getting groceries for mom. And he said, "Hey, Sumpy, would you like a job?" And I thought, I don't know what a Sumpy is, but I do want a job. So I started working in grade 9 for him.
He called you Sumpy?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think it's some kind of Dutch name. I think it's derogatory, but not mean. I don't know what it means, but I asked Mary Jane Heater if Mary Jane Beebing, if he called her that, and she said yes, and she is Dutch. So she let him. It can't be that bad of a word. But that was
Okay.
a great job. Like we had so much fun and we got lots of hours. In the summer, I worked every day. We were closed Sundays, but 6 days a week. And in the winter, like after school and all day Saturdays, Friday till 9. Yeah, it was a good first job.
Wow. So what did you do as the job?
Sometimes I was on cash. I liked that, but usually someone older than me wanted to be on cash, so I didn't. But I was trained to do that. I bagged groceries into paper bags. We gave bags with groceries and no charge back in those days. Imagine. Also stocked shelves and faced them, made sure that everything came up to the front and looked all nice. And yeah, and sometimes I learned how to put pork chops in packages and take the stuff off the pork chops. Like you cut it from, I don't know, a piece of meat, you cut it into chops and make it look all nice for the packaging, and sliced meat in the deli. Lots of stuff. I think your first job, you're just learning how to do things with other people.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Did you work with Michelle Bork?
I worked with Michelle Bork. Yep. And Mary Jane Beebing. Yep.
Michelle Bork's daughter
Hmm.
is Denise Deelstra.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Sure. I don't know that.
What?
Yeah, we worked together, and also Teresa Bolins, who was Teresa Fedema. She worked with us too. So it was a really great job. George was very patient, I'm sure, because I was young and didn't know, things. But yeah, he was great. So what were some of the hard things about having a job when you were young?
Well, I mean, if we're counting the farm work, you, like you're working, if you're working on a farm, like it's kind of a 24/7. Like, do you remember someone, like you're in bed and someone hollers upstairs, "The cows are out."
Oh yeah,
And what do you got to do? Okay, I'm getting dressed and I'm going to run outside,
yeah,
maybe in my bare feet,
yeah,
maybe with an old pair of shoes on, and we're going to round the cows up and put
yeah,
them back into the field.
yeah, yeah. Or into the barnyard. Yeah, yeah, I remember doing that. And you couldn't just say, "I'll get it in the morning."
No, no,
Yeah,
you couldn't. And if it was freezing cold or boiling hot, or even if it was raining,
yeah,
you're gonna, you know, you're gonna do that. And if your boss, who was your father, was grumpy, then you're just gonna deal with that. Like, I
yeah,
don't know if it's something that I did, and I don't know if it's something that will heal, but
yeah,
this
yeah, for
is,
sure.
yeah. And
Uh,
also, I worked at Glendale.
you worked at Glendale? I didn't know that. What did you do there?
Oh, I was just on the line. Glendale was a company, a factory in Strathroy, Ontario, that made trailers, camping
Right.
trailers. And yeah, I just installed, uh, like cupboards and stuff.
Huh. All
Yeah.
right. Huh. I did not know that. I
And
was
that was hot work as well.
That was hot work. Were you also in a glass tower for that job?
I was not,
Okay.
but you had to go in. And you know what the scary thing was? When you don't know anybody at a job,
Yeah.
like one of my first thoughts was, man, I hope people like me
Mm.
going in there. And I got the job. I think Terry Jarrett and Scott Searson were working there too, just for the summer.
Yeah.
And you think, okay, I'm working. I think it was like $8 an hour,
Yeah.
$8 an hour times 40 hours. And I have no idea about income tax or CPP or anything like that. You get your first check and you're like,
Yeah.
what? Where's the rest of my money?
Yeah. Although it does seem like a lot because up till then you've been making $15 a week.
Yes.
Yes. So yeah, that was pretty good money. I was thinking about that first job at Borks, and one thing that was hard for me was because I worked with someone who was old, and like she was probably 40 at the time, but I was 15,
Yeah.
14, and she would boss me around, and I didn't want to be bossed around because she wasn't really my boss, right? But what I learned was it doesn't matter. Just do it. Just do what the person who has been there longer than you and is older than you tells you to do,
Yeah.
because you just have to do it. And she was right. I'm sure all the things she told me to do were right. I copped a bit of an attitude about that because
Do
she
you
was
think she was trying to be bossy, or do you think she was just trying to get stuff done?
probably both. She probably knew what had to be done, and it was just maybe her personality was a little bit bossy, but it was good for me to learn that.
Name names. Tell us
No,
who it was.
not gonna, can't. I won't. You can't force me to. You're not my boss. See, now you're being bossy. Oh, maybe it was you.
Her name was Audrey Johnson.
There you go. All the Johnsons are now mad at me. No, no. And I think one of the hardest things that happened in that job, like when I started, they had a little store downtown, and then he built this big store that's now Foodland on the edge of town, and we moved everything out there. So that was super fun. And like, wow, what a vision he had for what could happen, taking everything from this small location to this huge store. Um, and what was difficult for me was quitting that job,
Oh,
because I quit that job to work at the nursing home in the kitchen doing dishes after school and in the summer. And it was way less hours to make the same amount because it paid more per hour. So I had to work like 3 shifts to make the same amount as I made all weekend. So it felt like a no brainer. But I remember telling him, and you had to tell everything in person back then, right? I couldn't text him or anything. And I was crying because I felt so bad for quitting. And he felt so sorry for me, George. He was so nice. And he just said, that's anybody would do that. That's a good decision. You shouldn't feel bad about this. You're doing the right thing. So he was so kind to me. But I felt bad because it felt like a family it was a family run company,
yeah.
and everybody just seemed, Friday nights we worked till 9. So we all had dinner together. His mom made this Dutch soup that was amazing, and we had treats and buns, and we just stood around and
You guys
we
had supper together at the grocery store?
yeah, at the grocery store. Yeah, I know,
Wow.
I know, but it felt like a family because we all kind of pitched in together, and it was a really tight. Yeah, so I felt bad leaving, but
Boy, that's a sign of a good job and a good boss, I think,
yeah, yeah,
right?
he
The
was a
only
good.
thing I remember about you working there was the stories you would come home with when when Michelle's dad would forget to pick her up, and
I
she
don't
would
remember.
have to walk home, and they lived like way down the highway.
That was pretty far. Yeah. Good morning, Jenny Boland. That's right.
Jenny Jenny Boland is becoming a social media influencer.
She is.
She is buying products and putting them on her face, even if it's something like mayonnaise, I don't know, and then giving us her insights into what does it taste like afterwards? Like,
And Jenny is really great at finding the deals. Like she'll post on her Facebook, like, look at these, they're $10 and now they're 25 cents. And yeah, she is an influencer. She
she's an
influences
influencer.
me. I know.
And her job, we know her because her job at one time was working at the post office, and we loved her because of that.
I know. They were the best, Jenny and Janice. I miss
So,
them.
so how was it at washing dishes then? Was it a family?
No, washing dishes was at a nursing home and it was not a family and it was, bleh.
How
It was
long were
like
you
the
there?
job itself was okay, but it was working for a company. It's different. I don't even know who my boss was there really. You know,
Oh,
I met great people. I had fun always, but it's just different. It's a different feeling working for a family run business or working for a big, like a corporation,
yeah.
right? It's a different sort of thing.
So after the nursing home, how long were you at the nursing home?
I don't know, a year, maybe,
Okay.
not very long.
But you were still in high school?
Still in high school. Then I finished high school. Then I think I quit around then. I don't think I got fired. Someone might tell me in the comments I did, but yeah. I don't
Somebody-
remember what happened to that job. I love to save people money. Oh, we miss you too. She is the best.
Okay, and then what was the next job after the
I
nursing
don't
home?
know. What was your next job after the farm and then Glendale? Let's go there.
So the farm and then Glendale. And Glendale, the tough thing about that was all the things that you had to do at the very start of the day. Like I had to wake up early
Mm,
and get ready, make my own breakfast, make my own lunch, which we did for school anyways.
yeah.
And then, I had to get mom or dad to drop me off at Searson's place in Watford at, I don't know, 6:30 in the morning because we're going to start at 7 and he's going to drive to Strathroy. And
Right.
like,
Yeah.
that's a lot.
It was early mornings.
There was no easing into anything.
There is no reason. No, that's true.
It's true.
Yeah.
And a lot of people spoke Portuguese at
Oh, is
this
that
point.
right?
And
Do you speak
I
Portuguese?
I I did not speak Portuguese. Jeanette had to clean at the funeral home after a funeral.
Yes.
What did you clean?
I remember being with Jeanette. We used to play there. Like, I don't know if we were actually allowed, but we did play in the back rooms there, and it was really fun. You could play hide and seek in a lot of different areas there.
If Jeanette was involved, it probably wasn't allowed.
It, I don't know. I don't know. So, if you're in the comments, tell us what your first job was because it's really interesting to hear. Like, Jeanette worked there because her dad owned it. You worked on the farm because your dad owned it. So, parents, I guess, are good at helping us ease into our first jobs and having some
Yep.
responsibility
Yep.
as a kid.
One summer, I worked for Lloyd Bazet.
What'd you do there?
So he had a manufacturing spot out in Kerwood.
Okay.
And so I would catch a ride with him and just go out and do like whatever he told me. So cut the lawn, pull the weeds,
Yeah.
sweep the shop. It was a good job.
Yeah.
I think mom was talking to Kathy and
Mhm.
maybe Kathy asked if I was looking for a job or something. But like it wasn't my favorite job because I didn't have a purpose. It was just wait here
Yeah.
and I'll tell you what needs to be done. And like if he couldn't think of anything, then he's like, yeah, you see all those trees over there? Go pull the weeds all under those trees.
Yeah. You're
Okay.
standing around. It doesn't feel like you're very valuable, right?
Nah.
No. So Jenny was a caregiver for a disabled cousin through high school. Well, that sounds like a good job. That's why
That does
she's
sound
so
like a fun job.
caring. She's so caring.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's why.
Okay, so then tell us about the hotel.
So I worked at the Watford Tavern after high school, and that was fun. I learned how to do lots of cooking with Mike. He was the cook there. He also taught me that if you he would eat an onion a day, an onion or a garlic. Oh, I think a clove of garlic. Just eat it, like eat it. Yeah, it was awful. I don't know why. I don't remember. I just remember thinking, I'm not going to do that. But he was a great cook and he taught me lots about that. He taught me a lot about persevering because we were very, very busy. Fridays were crazy. Like other places like Androck in Watford, everybody would come, they would phone their orders in the morning, and they only had half an hour for lunch, so we would write down the order, have the food on the table when they walked in with the bill under the fork, and they could get in, eat, pay out, really quickly. We had a good system going for Fridays. And another restaurant came into town and gave us some competition, right? So he was forced to start opening early in the morning for breakfast, which we never did, and work Sundays, which he never used to do. But he stayed in business. But like, man, he had to work hard because, again, family owned business.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I remember how much you loved working there, and you invented the Mikey burger.
I did. I don't know that I did.
It
Maybe.
wasn't something that was on the menu, but it
Oh,
was like it's like a double patty or a triple patty or something like that with all the
yeah.
fixings. Do you guys want a Mikey burger?
Yeah.
And like, okay, that sounds like a thing that I do want.
Yeah. He had great homemade burgers, homemade fries. Like we peeled 75 pounds of potatoes a day for these homemade fries. It was a great place. It's not there anymore. I think the whole building's gone. It's yeah, that's sad. It's not there. But it
Did
was a
you
great.
ever work at Mel's Diner?
I used to run Mel's Diner, but I called it something else, like Tess's Place or something.
You did call it Tess's Place.
Yeah, and I worked for Mel's Diner with my dad at we took that trailer with our cousin Rooney to lots of places like the open air dance and the fairs and the demolition derbies, and it was a French fry trailer, and that was a lot of fun. Did you like doing that?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it was so much more fun than cleaning out pig pens, I'll tell you that.
You probably still only made $15 for a week.
But
Oh yeah, Jeanette
so
did have
I
the
don't
best.
even remember how it started. Like, how did Dad find a trailer or get the idea?
Yeah,
Because he had to renovate the trailer,
yeah, yeah,
and but man, he actually was really good at, like, we had the best French fries
yeah,
at the fair and the best burgers around. Like, we would have the lineups. We went to what, Petrolia Fair, Alvinston Fair.
yeah.
I don't know if we were in the Brigden Fair, but like,
No, but we washed the potatoes for the fries in the washing machine. Just
yes.
for just for like 30 seconds. Put the water in, put them in, agitate for 30 seconds, pull them all out. Probably wasn't good for the washer. I don't think that washer's around today, but it was a technique. I mean, it
It
worked.
was a technique. And one time, Dad got me up early and we washed the potatoes in the Watford laundromat.
Yeah, I did that a lot. I'm sorry. When it was my French fry trailer. I didn't want to use my washer, but the washer, I don't think the laundromat's there anymore. So no one's going to get mad at me about that.
Oh, they could still get mad.
They could still get mad.
You had to get there pretty early so
Yeah.
that,
Yeah.
because if you're there and no one says this is a bad idea, then you don't know. Maybe it's okay.
It seemed
Nobody's
okay.
confronting me. But man, working in that trailer, that was busy. One guy, so Dad on the grill and on the French fries at the end of the trailer, right? And
Yeah.
then, a couple people taking orders,
Yeah.
and Aunt Nancy worked in the trailer, Aunt Dorothy worked in the trailer.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rooney worked in the trailer.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, like it was
Yeah.
It was just a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, and I think Dad was good at pivoting. That's what I learned from him because we were at an open air dance, excuse me, and in Watford, the open air dance was this huge dance outside. The arena was there, but the doors were all open. It was hot, and people had a lot to drink. And we ran out. It was really, really busy, and we ran out of hot dog buns. So it was near the end of the night, and you can always, be more imaginative near the end of the night when you're dealing with people who have been drinking for 3 or 4 hours. So Dad started to sell just the wiener in a napkin, like just here, just have a hot dog in your hand or something, he called it. I don't know. And we sold out of hot dogs that way. I don't think that would have flown the first of the night. Like you have to wait until, closer to the end of the night to pull that one off. But we had a lot of fun. Yeah.
Timing is important for marketing.
Timing is important for marketing. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. It was a fun thing.
I mean, what did you come away with? I came away with knowing you can't predict what's going to happen, but you just keep going, right? And even so, to put myself through university, I sold books door to door in cities I'd never lived in before.
Yeah.
And it snowed on my birthday in Calgary, and my birthday's in June.
Yeah.
But yeah, you put in like 10, 12-hour days, and you have Sunday off. But what are you gonna do? The biggest lesson I learned through most of this, how to control my emotions. So, and I think that's a lesson that a lot of people could learn right now, because if someone is grumpy, they spread that around, and it's no one else's fault that you stubbed your toe.
Right.
So one of the big lessons I learned was control your emotions, because the next person you talk to, they deserve the best you, not the you that stubbed his toe, because they don't know about that.
True. Yeah, it's almost infectious if someone's in a bad mood. It can spread. Yeah. It can spread, right?
Oh, and absolutely.
I'm so proud of you for doing that job, because that must have been really, really difficult. I didn't like it because you were living far away from me, and I like you to live right here around the corner. But I think it must have been really difficult because the level of rejection, right? Door to door sales. Oh my goodness, that's got to be the worst. Yeah. Was it?
Yeah, it was. I mean, especially you can get momentum of either like really confident, really believing in yourself and having a great day, or you can get momentum like it is raining and it's cold and no one's letting me in. And guess what? No one is going to let you in for the whole day. Like because there were, and I did it for 4 summers in a row. Like that was.
So why did you do that job for 4 summers in a row then?
Well, because first of all, it was a good team, and we cared about each other. When you go through something that's really hard, like you build strong bonds.
Yeah.
And then it was pretty good money. Jane Cogswell, also the door-to-door salesperson.
Yeah. You didn't even have a bike. I mean, she had a bike with fuller brush.
She was way ahead.
She was way ahead of you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I didn't think there was anything around home that was going to pay as well.
Right. You didn't want to be on the swather for $15 a week.
I did not want to be on the swather. And so that was that.
I wonder if that job taught you what you love in life, because what you're doing now and what you've done throughout your life is not necessarily what you went to university for.
Not even close.
Not even close. But you learned a lot in your summer job about the things that you're good at. Like you're a good marketer and you're great with people and everyone loves you and you're funny. And like, those are all the things that you learned in that job.
Yeah, that's true. And how to build a team and how to motivate a team and how to persist. Yeah, all that stuff. That's when I got into listening to Zig Ziglar.
There you go. And you know what I learned? I learned bread on the top. Like when you're packing groceries, bread on the top. That's what I learned. So
if
we
someone's
all
buying potato and bread, you have a choice. It should be bread on the top.
Yeah. And mostly I learned that from the customers who would say, whoa, 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 bread on the top. And I'm like, oh, okay. It took a little while for me to learn that. But anyways, but it was fun. And I think our first jobs, they really shaped us for the people that we are, even though it was a long time ago. And so if you can help some kid with a job, it's hard right now. It's hard for teenagers to get those first jobs.
Yep.
Let's give them the breaks that we had too. And
yeah, shout out to the bosses. Shout out to the people, to the guys who want to say, yeah, I could use some help, because you know what? That the training period is like, why would you do that?
Yeah. They don't think the way we think.
No, they don't.
Anyways, we will have to continue this episode next week because we are running out of time. But we are glad that you joined us today, and we'll be back, right?
We'll be back next week where we're going to talk about
jobs. Are they real or made up? We're going to do a little game show segment about first
game
job.
show. Okay.
Game show next week. Okay.
All right. See you guys.